Welcome to the You Can Do Both podcast. If you hear some background noise, it's Ashley in the freezer getting us our nice bevy for the episode recording.
Ready? We're going to do a little ASMR.
Not it spilling everywhere.
I may have shaken that up a little bit, but...
Now it's turning into an ASMR podcast all over again.
Cheers!
First COD'R of the season. Okay, should I say welcome one more time now that you're finally sitting here?
Might as well.
Welcome to the You Can Do Both podcast. This is Court.
This is Ashley. We're coming at you live from Boston. Another Monday night recording session that we told you we weren't going to do, but here we are. Life is chaotic, and we have a lot to catch you up on.
And we're in matching hats.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, we're both in the green one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell I have a favorite?
Yeah.
It's just because I was so used to having my khaki one for so long. So now I'm like excited to wear the green. By the time this comes out, we will, fingers crossed, have our website up and running. Yeah. Hats will be available for purchase. Who knows? Maybe we're already sold out.
Let's manifest that.
Let's absolutely manifest that. We are drinking some Cape Codders. Court, what is your flavor?
Mine is white rum, ginger, and a squeeze of lime. It's called Perfect Storm.
Love it. Okay, so I'm drinking the classic. It's vodka cranberry with a hint of mint.
Okay.
So let's do a little blast from the past on how this came to be.
Blast from the past. Boston Wine Expo. We had a little, probably a longer story at the beginning of one of our more recent episodes, filling you in on how we met all these really cool, small business alcohol brands, and their brand is just honestly iconic for the summer. They're a canned cocktail company, and Cape COD'R is obviously the name. It's spelled COD'R. And the premise essentially is they're trying to embody that summertime memory. Theirs is on the Cape, which is why it's called Cape COD'R. But by drinking it, it's supposed to take you back to your happy place, no matter where that is, with your most favorite people in your life. And so when we just kind of heard that little full circle moment, me and Ash looked at each other like, why is summer our happy place? I grew up summering in Rhode Island with all my family and friends because I'm originally from there, and I have a lot of relatives that still live there. Ash has a lake house in Lake Winnipesaukee, and we thrive in the summertime.
Absolutely.
And the second I took a sip of that particular flavor, you know what I thought of?
What?
Us having a boat day on Lake Winnipesaukee for hours on end and having just coolers filled with all of this.
Absolutely. That sounds iconic, and I can't wait to make that dream a reality.
And that will happen because Cape COD'R is our You Can Do Both drink of the summer.
And on that note, let's pour these over ice. Oh, are these plastic? Are these not even I thought
that didn't sound good.
I looked up their store locator, and the closest grocery store to me literally has it.
Yeah.
Walking distance, which is so easy. So yeah, enjoy your COD'Rs this summer. We'll be enjoying ours. And with that, our next update. Is right.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. Insert clip of Ashley freaking out about the system overloading here.
Courtney. Guys, being a podcaster is harder than it looks. It's a Monday night. Yeah, so we did just have technical difficulties. So, one, thank you to everyone who came to the Baubles event. We had so much fun, warmed our hearts. We said it a lot nicer before. Simply don't have the daylight or the patience for it now. But we are very much looking forward to seeing you guys again, and truly from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for coming out. There's just so many things I want to say. But you know what?
Just go ahead.
I just have so much respect for the people that showed up alone, by themselves, without any friends, on a Tuesday night after their busy day, driving to Back Bay, Newberry Street, not knowing Courtney and either one of us ahead of time, just to show up and support, say hi, and chat. I thought that was so cool, and I'm just impressed, and I'm really happy I got to meet you guys.
Yeah, everything I'm thinking you just said.
Yeah.
It was just really special, and it got both of us really excited to do more events like that. It makes you feel good when you start to realize and get to know the people on the other side listening, because podcasting can feel very one-sided sometimes, although we know it's not. It just gives us that motivation and makes us feel like we're actually doing something, and we get to actually meet and connect with you all.
Totally. Okay, Boston Rec of the Week. Court?
I am apologizing in advance for mispronouncing this. Borrachito or borrachito. Rito.
I can't do it. Rito. I
am so sorry if y'all are listening with noise cancellation headphones. That's all I have to say. I think the COD'Rs are starting to
I need a second COD'R.
Yeah, we need another one. Anyhow, the new speakeasy in Seaport. There's nothing else like it in Boston. I can say that very confidently. The original Borrachito is in New York City, and they just opened one in Boston, and you can tell the second you walk in. It just like it's almost too good to be here, but it gives me hope for the city that there's going to be more places like that. Very traditional speakeasy. It looks like, you know, this like little Mexican diner or something in the front. You walk through a door, super lavish. It gives more of a lounge vibe than anything. Food's amazing. Cocktails nicely priced for what they are. All the staff, bartenders, are just the coolest people you've ever seen in your life, and they're really, really nice. They have a back room for private events. They have screens for the Boston sports games, and just a 10 out of 10 recommendation. Everyone must go.
Okay, my Boston Rec of the Week is Spin in Seaport. A lot of you have probably already been, but it's a ping pong bar, and I went for Joe's brother's surprise 30th. Kim, I know you're listening. You absolutely killed that. Would recommend.
And on to the topic of today's episode.
Yeah, let's intro today's topic. So, 2023 summer bucket list.
Baby.
You need your inspo. It's the beginning of May, and you may be thinking it's a little bit early. No, it's right around the corner.
Never too early.
Creep right up. Some of the things we're going to say, they require planning. You need to give it some thought. You need to schedule this into your summer. So you're welcome ahead of time. And maybe when you do these things, you can like tag us.
That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
Oh my God, you can do both summer bucket lists. We'll post ours. You tag us in yours. Let us know.
Love it.
Okay. And per usual, we're going to be bucketing it into 3 different categories. So general, so applicable to anyone and everyone, wherever you may live. Boston specific, obviously, because a lot of our items are going to be in Boston. And then finally, no spend, because we don't need to spend all of our money and deplete all of our bank accounts.
No.
Just have a good time this summer.
Absolutely. I'll go first. Okay, my first one is host a dinner party. So last Friday, I actually had 2 of our couple friends over, and we did a little grill action. We made cocktails, and we were up on the roof. We were hanging out in the apartment. We were playing games, and I think it was the perfect entry into my hosting era that I've been saying I've been wanting to get into. So I really want to do like a full-on dinner party, like long table, flower arrangements, all the things.
Love it. I'm going to be picking up pickleball.
Yes, you are.
I finally have my paddles and my balls and my cute little tote. I found like a random brand, obviously on TikTok, but I ordered it through Amazon. And I just simply cannot find anywhere to play pickleball outside of like the bars that you need to make reservations, and it involves food and drink and all the things. So if anyone has any specific Boston recs for pickleball courts, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to be continuing playing pickleball inside of Matt's apartment with Matt.
You have not played inside of his
We've
apartment.
been playing as if it's like we just like pass it back and forth.
Okay.
We like volley almost.
Okay.
But yeah, so please help on that front. But I'm very excited to get into that era.
So I'm trying to get into tennis. I love tennis. Every time I play with Henry, I have so much fun. Do I have any idea what I'm doing? No, not at all. But I don't think you need to know what you're doing. You just kind of hit the tennis ball and it flies.
Yeah. And
it's
the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah. Paranoid.
Listen, you don't need to be good at your hobbies. You just
No,
need
you
to
don't.
have hobbies.
That's right.
Country concerts. Summer is a time for outdoor venues, outdoor concerts, period. There's nothing more fun than getting in little denim shorts, getting cowgirl boots on, little fun hat, sipping a Corona on a lawn somewhere.
Sipping a COD'R.
Yes, if the venue allows / sells.
Is there anyone specifically that you want to see?
Morgan Wallen always. I mean, we saw Chris Stapleton together twice last summer, and that was unbelievable. I will say in all of my country concert experiences, I've always bought tickets very last minute, so I have a feeling that's how it's going to go again this summer. But I do know Morgan Wallen's coming to Fenway Park for like 4 nights in a row in July or June or something like that. So I think that's a definite.
Did you say Noah Khan was coming up to New Hampshire?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want to go to.
Yeah, I'm coming with you though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For sure. Okay, next one. Grow a garden. So we got a little balcony over here. I either want to grow plants, just like flowers, or cucumbers and tomatoes. Cute. I remember growing up, we had a little garden, and we'd call them summer salads, but my mom would be like, oh, go get some stuff for summer salads, and we'd go out, and Morgan and I would pick the cucumbers and the ripe tomatoes, and we would just make a fresh salad in the summer, and it just tastes so much better when you grow it.
1,000%. I love that. My next one is no phone days. Mm-hmm. I would love nothing more than to not look at my phone for a day and just be really present. And ideally, this day is going to be an all outdoor day. And it's not that difficult. If you're going to the beach, leave your phone at home.
Totally. Okay, next one is cocktail making. So I want to get into actually making a cocktail. And with the shaker bottle and squeezing the real lime juice, not using my artificial stuff that I have, and understanding how to make a go-to cocktail. I want Joe and I to get a bar cart and have it be stocked at all times, so we have something for everyone as we enter this hosting era.
I love it. Quick anecdote on that. I had like a GNO this past weekend, and and Sophia is that barista. No, she's the bartender in the household. And she created a house-made like a simple syrup with jalapenos.
Yeah.
And it was so delicious. We just had tequila, club soda, lime, and this little simple syrup. And it was like better than a drink that you would buy out. And it's so easy to make. So equal parts water, equal parts sugar. Let it boil. Once it's boiling, you turn it off. You put whatever the flavor it is you want. So that was that night it was jalapeno. And you kind of let it simmer a little bit longer. You put it in the fridge, and it just turns into this beautiful, simple syrup that's flavored.
Incredible.
So easy and elevates any cocktail that you'd want to make.
That sounds so good. Wait, that reminds me of another Boston Rec of the Week. I went to Trattoria Il Panino.
Yeah.
Like the classic one. Everybody's been. You guys know it, right on Hanover in the North End. I ordered spicy penne vodka sauce. Mm-hmm. They don't have it on the menu.
Okay.
So I was like, can you guys just make this? They said yes. They made it with jalapenos instead of red pepper flakes. It was the best pasta I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay. I need to go there now.
Yeah, you do.
Next one on my list is move in with Matt. That's just like a given that's happening, but in the process. And I'd like to channel my interior design energy. I think all the places that I've lived in prior to this, I have people bringing in couches and miscellaneous home appliances. And I've always been that girl from Florida who didn't have like their childhood home to like bring whatever they've accumulated over the years into the space to make it a home. And I'm going to have pretty much full creative direction. So I'm so excited to like practice that muscle and just get really into Facebook Marketplace and try to find like different alternatives and DIY things to make our home together.
Totally. That's really, it's a very exciting,
it's just a
step.
Yeah. I can't wait. And who knows, maybe we'll be moving into a new place. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
I'm touring a couple places around here this week, actually.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really excited to hear.
Guys, a bone to pick with Ashley is that she moved and it's not close enough to me. So now I need to move closer to her because it's just so wildly inconvenient. We had it too good, if that makes sense.
Oh, wait, did you have a story about the tea?
The story about the tea is I have social anxiety on the tea. Terrible. Guys, the first time I took the tea, I think in years, was on my way to Ashley's for the first time. And there's just something about it. Like, it's very supposedly easy to use. But I just think it's, well, actually, let's take it back to our self-confidence episode.
What? This is the funniest episode we've ever recorded. It could not be more all over the place.
No, let's take it back to the self-confidence episode. Okay. You are confident in a situation once you practice that muscle and you prepared for it. I have not prepared for the tea because I don't have to take the tea and I never leave my home.
Yeah.
And I've had the luxury of being able to walk everywhere or drive everywhere. I'm a city girl that loves a car.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I took the tea today. First off, the city of Boston smelled like sewage, the entire city of Boston. So that's an immediate no. Then I literally have anxiety because I don't know if the tea that's coming is a tea that I should get on because I didn't see the sign or the name on the sign. I swear it's not there. I'm literally going to triple check. It just simply wasn't there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Welcome, Joe.
Package delivery.
Yeah, it's on.
Not a package delivery mid-episode.
We're going to have an unboxing. This is actually very exciting.
Because if you're not watching this episode, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, seriously. Talk about being just on FaceTime with somebody.
Yeah. Long story short, it smells terrible. I have anxiety when I don't know if the tea that is approaching is the one that I should get on. And today I had the embarrassment of asking the conductor if this train stopped at X stop. He said yes, thankfully, and I hopped on. I didn't have to wait 20 minutes for the next tea to arrive. But it was just the embarrassment of everyone else being like, who is this girl that doesn't know how to use the tea? And I'm like literally a Boston local.
Yeah, I think just once, this is kind of great that
it's a learning
you now
curve.
have to take
That's
the
all.
tea to me.
That's all.
Yeah. And once you do it a couple times, you're going to thrive.
Exactly.
Where were we? Should we continue on? Should I just do my next one? Game night.
Game night.
Just game nights in general. I don't know what this game is called, but I think it's worth it for me to try to explain it quickly. It's like a name game. So you pick a name of a celebrity. I say, okay, Taylor Swift. And you come up with like kind of a rap rhyme and you go around the circle. So it's like Taylor races Taylor drift. Because you drift in a car. So the second part, or the last name of the celebrity, you rhyme, and then you come up like with a 2-sentence kind of saying, and then you go around the circle until somebody can't think of something, and then they're out. It is so fun. It's so creative. It's kind of like freestyling in a way, but like not really at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so much fun and literally the best game ever.
Okay. I would be afraid of that game. Yeah,
no,
we have to
Joe was afraid too. He killed it. You really pick it up really quickly.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
On a similar sentiment, bring cards wherever you go. Like, it is just honestly so elite when you're just like sitting out like at a bar and you just start playing cards with like your best friends. Like, it makes the night just 10 times better. And I actually had something happen to me a couple nights ago where me and my roommates, we pulled out cards at a bar. We ended up making friends. People started betting, throwing money on the table. We literally went home up, like literally made more money than we spent at the freaking bar. But honestly, I think I've been seeing a lot of TikToks recently where people are like, oh, it's outdoor season. Like, now it's your time. I think it's a trend where it's like all the things that you shouldn't be doing, but you're doing it anyway. And it's like a swipey.
Yeah.
And it's like people getting Aperol spritzes, French fries, and oysters like at a bar like every single day or whatever. And I just want to say you don't need to like go and spend a crap ton of money just to be in the environment. And I think people just assume, and people do that, but you can literally go get like share an appetizer, get a Diet Coke, and like literally sit for as long as you want, bring a game, literally do whatever you want. And those have been like my favorite memories of the summer when I do things like that.
Ever since you guys went to Spain and did that, I've tried to convince Joe, like, oh, like, should we bring cars? And he gets so embarrassed. He's like, absolutely fucking not.
Well, there's
that.
one game that's just like so fun. It's like a strategy game. It's called Cambrio. I'll like post the rules of the game.
Okay.
And it's a game that you can play at a bar. I don't know how else to describe it.
Okay.
And we'll play it together, and we'll play it with Joe, and maybe you guys will feel comfortable doing it, just you two.
Okay. I think if we played it with you, he'd understand like the vibe we're trying to curate.
Okay.
I just think I'm not there.
It's a curated vibe. Next.
Okay. Next up is I want to sleep in a tent. Specifically.
Can't relate.
Just out front of my lake house, like right in front of the front yard. But I just think there's something to be said about sleeping out in nature. I'm not going to go hiking to go sleep in wilderness. Just do it in your backyard. You know, you can bring a little projector outside. You can bring your laptop. You can cuddle up. You can get an air mattress. I just think that would be romanticizing an evening.
This is ruining my vibe.
So true. Should I open it quick?
Unboxing mid-video.
Okay. Unboxing. We might as well just add to the chaos.
Okay, strong girl. The way this is simply an ASMR.
For those that are just listening to audio, hate us
I am
now.
so sorry.
Do you know Acquired Style?
Yes.
Okay, so she has hair rollers. Mm-hmm. So I ordered the hair rollers, and I'm really excited about it because the hair rollers I have currently are all one shape, and they don't come with the clips. So these were actually very affordable. I want to say they were like $30. I was expecting some influencer product to be very expensive. Very affordable. So not only it comes in this cute little case here, but it also comes with clips for every single hair roller. And then, so there's 6 of these little things. There's a large, a smaller one. So yeah, there's 4 of this, and then there's 6 of each of these.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know. I just like the organization. I feel like your hair needs, depending on where you're trying to frame your face, you need different sizes of rollers.
Totally.
And they honestly feel identical to the ones I have. It's just now they come with clips, a case, and the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So, I already know they're going to work well because I have them. So, I think I would recommend. Next.
Whose turn?
Yours.
Okay. Next, I have weekend trips, and I think you and I both have a couple of places. Yes. Nantucket being the first.
Yep.
That's just a place that neither of us have been to before. It's definitely lavish, and the reason I haven't gone is just because it's very expensive to get to. It's kind of expensive to stay, but lucky for us.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, if you don't book a place, if you don't already have a place booked, like you're probably not going unless you go for a day trip.
Yeah.
But lucky for us.
Lucky for us. My cousin is a manager at one of the restaurants on the island. And so she has a couch for Ashley and I to stay at.
Second place we're traveling to, Martha's Vineyard. Also never been here. I think this is more, we could probably do this one in a day trip, although I would like to spend the night. Third place is I've never been to the Cape at all.
I've been, but off season, which is why would I go during off season? I don't know, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, so I would like to. I feel like I know a lot of people who have a house on the Cape, and I just feel like that's the way to do it. So I want to drink a Cape COD'R on Cape Cod. I feel like that's just the ultimate bucket list item.
1,000%.
Now that we're claiming this as our drink of the summer, like it just simply needs to happen. I've been going to the Cape has been on my bucket list for like the past 8 years. That might be a stretch. The past 6 years.
Everyone says there's nothing like it. Like the Beachcomber, the various other bars that are like literally in the sand.
Yeah.
Next up, I have work from home either at an Airbnb or at a friend's beach or lake house. And for me, that's your lake house.
I love that.
There's nothing better than just escaping the city. I think something that sucks, like we look forward to summer in the city, but at the end of the day, you want to escape the city during the summer. I mean, some days it's gorgeous, but for the most part, you're just sweating on the tarp of Cisco in Seaport. So any excuse to get out there, have a nice view, work from home, I'm doing it.
We can definitely make that happen. Okay, another general one I have is I want to go to an amusement park.
Fun.
I love roller coasters, and I don't even know the last time. Probably when we went to that Scream Fest Halloween thing in Connecticut and stayed the night at Gab's. I think that was the last time I was on a roller coaster. So I think there's nothing more fun than a little date trip. Like, how fun.
For sure. Summer Fridays. I think a lot of people have some iteration of it where you get off of work a little bit earlier because it's a Friday in the summer, and make use of that time. Like, plan a trip. Maybe you can work from home that morning so that you don't need to commute afterwards, or like just do something with your time. I remember towards the end of the summer, a couple of summers ago, I would like plan like a solo date for myself. I did it only a couple of times, but I really enjoyed it. Like going to a beach that's maybe just a little drive away and just like going and reading a book because I had like a few hours to myself before some of my other friends got out of work. And it's just a way to elongate the weekends a bit and make sure you have a plan.
I'm going to kind of put these ones together. I know you have something similar as well. Tie-dyeing, I just think it would be a fun activity if you're like, I want to do arts and crafts. So easy. Tie-dye t-shirt, tie-dye old clothes. You can even call it tie-dyeing, but dye the clothes that you don't wear black or gray or brown or something like that, a neutral color, and it's like you have a whole new wardrobe.
Yeah.
And then I want to make art. There's a piece that I've been showing Court that I want to make so bad. It has like letters, and you basically just glue the wooden letters on and then paints it all white. I want it to say you can do both and hang it in the apartment. So that's on my bucket list for sure.
I love it. And my DIY item is more specific to like wall and home decor, which I guess you just mentioned, but just getting crafty, like doing something with your hands, honestly. Even we've talked about this before, but my friend in New York City, like they go to a pottery class. I don't know if that's necessarily the ideal summer activity, but something you could do outside that just makes you exercise your creative side of your brain. Even like the little like beaded like bracelets and like necklaces and stuff, like anything small like that. Like if you have nothing to do, it's nice outside, go to like a Michael's or an AC Moore. Do you know what that is? AC Moore? Okay, I was unsure if it was just a Southern thing. And
Michael's is more of my like go-to.
Yeah. But like pick something up and do something outside.
You always feel so accomplished after too.
Exactly. Like you actually have instant gratification after the project's done.
I love it. Okay, my last general one is I want to do a gals golfing weekend. Or at least a day. Minimally a day. Ideally, multiple occurrences. But when Joe's like, oh, sorry, babe, I can't. I'm going golfing. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Saturday's booked for the girls. We're hitting the course. We're hitting the greens. That's what I want. I want to drink a Bloody Mary with a bunch of girls on a golf course.
That sounds so good.
It sounds incredible.
It really does. And my last one is outdoor fitness. I think we might have something similar for the Boston segment, but just get outside and work out. Like get out of your comfort zone. I'm not a runner, but like you might find me running alongside of the Esplanade. Yeah, you just might. You just might. Or do an activity like rollerblading or something that just gets you outside.
That made me think I've always wanted to rollerblade in the summer along the Esplanade, and I've never done it. So maybe I'll rollerblade while you run. You can pull me.
We're going to be doing some different speeds, different miles per hour. Also, I would love to be rollerblading alongside of you. Unfortunately, I will have a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads. Should we throw some shoulder pads in there?
Probably.
Yeah, so maybe I'll pass on that. But you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. For those that don't know what we mean, we had like a group of girls that went rollerblading in Somerville. And
it was my first
Courtney
time, okay?
She had the knee pads, the elbow pads, the whole nine.
I don't trust myself.
And I don't even know what happened, but you ended up just like falling immediately down. But not only did you fall, you brought others down with you.
Wait, I don't even remember that.
Oh my God, I remember it so vividly. And then there was this, I have no idea what type of class
As I blacked this out, I have no memory of.
There was like a greenery area. So we're crossing the street. Courtney like eats shit along with everybody else, causes a huge noise. On the greenery side there, I don't know if it's I don't think it's martial arts, but people are doing like movements like this. A full class, but it caused such a commotion. The whole class stopped and just turned. And then me and the other girls are like, oh my God, we gotta like help our friend up. Here we go. It was so funny. It was funny because I was not down with you. But
oh my God. Yeah. See, the thing is I need like a practice rink.
Totally.
Or a practice area where there's no people, but I don't know where I could possibly find that. So maybe you won't find me in rollerblades this summer.
Yeah. We'll see. Matt plays hockey though, so I bet he could have a lot of good tips.
He's too good for like to keep up, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyhow.
Okay, next Boston one. I want to go to a Red Sox game. This one's obvious, but I feel like it can kind of slip your mind. Courtney, I read through every single one that I had, so zip your lips. I feel like this one you can kind of forget about sometimes, but I know, so Joe loves the Yankees, so every summer we always go to a Boston Red Sox Yankees game. And I don't know, it's just so fun. Go to multiple. You can get last minute tickets for so cheap. You can get standing tickets, and then you can find somebody's really nice seats and go in. You can get them for like $10. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Get a Fenway Frank on a beautiful afternoon after work. There's really nothing better.
Couldn't agree more. Okay. This is crazy.
I'm so scared.
This is crazy. A duck tour.
I want to do a duck tour. Yes. I'll do it with you.
Except we should probably book it for earlier in the summer because I imagine those getting hot and smelly.
True.
But how fun would it be? Tell me if I'm wrong, but nothing like this exists. You know how in Nashville or those stereotypical like bachelorette destinations, they have these like pedal bikes or these tours around the city where people literally just get hammered and have the best time of their lives.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist in Boston. But why don't we turn a duck tour experience into that?
I think that would be incredible, but I don't think you can drink on the duck boats. But I'm pretty sure they stop all along the city. So you could get out at a bar.
And run to a bar.
Have one drink, and then you hop on the next duck boat. And then it's like just kind of a bar crawl throughout the city on the duck boat tour.
Okay, next you can do both event is we're turning a duck boat tour into a bar crawl.
Don't tell anybody, though.
Don't tell a singular soul.
All right, next up, I want to have pizza in the commons. This sounds so simple, but you really have to think about actually doing it. Like, you have to go out of your way to pick up a pizza, bring a blanket, and have like a little picnic in the Boston Commons.
Yeah.
But it's so pretty in the summer. They have all the flowers flourishing up by Commonwealth. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. And also just being intentional about spending time, I guess, in the park. Like, I think about Central Park in New York City. That is popping at all times.
Yeah.
Whenever my friends in New York, like, don't know what to do, oh, meet you at the park. Like, why can't we turn Boston Common into that?
So Boston Common is like that. It is always packed. We just don't use it. So I'm down to, we can hold each other accountable.
Fun.
Love it.
Okay. Another one I have is for like an indoor activity, go to the ICA and just be more tapped into whenever they're having cool exhibits. I know that it's like free on some days and certain times, and then on others it's not expensive, but just something to do, get you out of the house. It's air conditioned, so if it's one of those days where it's sweltering and you just don't want to be outside, I think that's a fun little thing that they don't always have all the time.
Yep, I love the ICA. Highly recommend. Okay, my last Boston one is in Faneuil Hall area. There is a Saturday farmers market every Saturday morning. And I'll never forget, Joe and I were driving through the city one time, and we, out of nowhere, were like, let's just pull over and go to the farmer's market. So I was like, Joe, how much cash do you have? How many, what was it, $3 or $4? We had $4, and you can go around and you can bargain with everybody there. It was just so fun.
Oh, yes. Yes,
we were
yes,
like, tomatoes. Well, we only have $1. And they're like, all right, 3 for $1. And you can get such cheap, fresh produce right there. So
I used to do that when we lived in the North End.
Yeah.
No, that's a vibe.
It's such a vibe. And you just feel good about yourself when you come home from the farmer's market.
Yeah, with like all fresh produce.
Yeah.
That just kind of prompted 2 more in my mind. First being SOA Vintage, area of the South End.
That's a good one.
They have outdoor markets and like special artist markets within the summer specifically. And I think they actually had a kickoff weekend like last weekend. So by the time this episode's out, I'm sure they have something going on every weekend. So definitely look that up. And then another one, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but on the Greenway in Seaport, or honestly just in that area in general, like by Cisco, they have like a Black owned Boston market. So it's all like Black makers and small business owners that set up, and there's a rotation of businesses that are popped up within that space throughout the summer.
Like in the Seaport
Yes.
pop-up areas? Like
Yeah,
those
it's
little shacks?
It's right next to Cisco. No, it's in between the shacks and Cisco.
Oh, okay.
It might be somewhere different now. But they've had it a few summers in a row.
Okay.
But it's cool. And this year, I don't know if they have done this in past years, but I just like know this because I like talk to the development side of Seaport for your work sometimes. They're having like food truck vendors and like making it more of a space that people would just want to hang out in if they're not there to shop, if that makes sense. So like local, like maybe live music, whatever it may be. And then on the Greenway, they have outdoor workouts sometimes. You've been before. I have not.
No, I've never been.
Oh. Didn't you go with work or something?
I went to a yoga class when I was an intern like so long ago.
Okay.
So I feel like they've really evolved over time.
Yeah.
So I haven't been, in my young adult life.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely up there. I think that's so fun. And then I have one more.
Let's hear it.
North End. Like I've had such great memories of us living in the North End over the summer, and like getting a Monica's sub and going and like sitting down in that like park. I don't know exactly what it's called. That's at the end of kind of the North End area that overlooks East Boston. Cute little like sunset activity. And also just bopping around. I think it'd be really fun to have like an espresso martini crawl.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
So fun. Like so dangerous, but such a good time. And then the feasts are always in the North End.
I was just about to say, I totally forgot the North End festivals. I remember them mostly being in August, but I think they also begin earlier. But just look up North End festivals. For over the summer. They're so fun. It's a literal mini carnival. They shut the streets down.
Yeah.
And there's food, there's games.
No rides, unfortunately.
No rides for the best.
Yeah.
For the best. But really fun. Okay, and lastly, to close us out, no spend category. So I can kick us off.
Yeah.
First one, I want to do a beach read. This one sounds obvious. You're like, of course, every summer I go to the beach and I read. But for me specifically, I never go to the beach. There have been many summers where I never lay a toe in the sand. So I'd like to go to the beach alone and read to spend some me time.
I love it. On that same beach theme, I would like to actually go in the water over the summer.
Yeah.
I tend to stay out of the ocean for no good reason, or actually the reason being I grew up in Florida where it was crystal clear, gorgeous, and like lukewarm temperature, and so this just obviously doesn't compare to that. But it's cold plunge season, so there's always good things that come from a little ocean dip. And then also not specific to Boston, but in the New England area, I think there's a lot of like underrated beaches. At brunch yesterday, I was like talking to a couple locals, and they were like, oh my God, you haven't been to like Gloucester Beach before? You need to go to Gloucester Beach. You haven't been to the Duxbury beaches? Like there's just a lot within like a 30-minute to an hour driving distance. I think it'd be really fun to like intentionally go and explore some in the area.
Totally. that brings me to a couple other ones that I had. So I also had swim in the ocean because I usually only swim in the lake. Mm-hmm. Like, not only do I not go to the beach, but I pretty much never swim in the ocean. But whenever I am swimming in the ocean in Florida, I feel magical.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an outer body experience. That's
Literally.
definitely on my bucket list.
Literally.
And then cold plunge in general. Like, I want to do a cold plunge. Ideally with Merrick in New York when we go to visit. But if not, I want to make my own cold plunge and do that this summer. And then on the ocean theme, I want to wake up early and watch the sunrise, like, from the ocean. I feel like sunrise and sunsets, just period, in general, are such a fun activity to do in the summer. I don't know why, but they just are.
Yeah. I also have a last minute other beach one, but I guess you could do this forever. Have you seen the people that, like, they blow up, like, the pool floats and they just, like, sit and, like, watch a sunset or whatever it may be. You can do whatever you want on that pool float, I guess. But I would like to do that. I just think that's a vibe.
That is a vibe.
And a great content opportunity. I don't think so. It depends on where you are. Like, if I'm at my family's beach house, that's, like, easy. Yeah, it depends on the situation.
That's true.
Outside of the beach theme, I want to create my own, like, green glow juice. I know you've said that you've tried it before, that you got a recipe from a friend and it just, like, made you feel good.
Oh, my skin has never looked better. It's just that it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, I want to incorporate something like that into my routine because I did a juice cleanse, not recently, but everyone was like, oh my God, did you lose, like, so much weight? Did you, like, feel so good? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, the best thing that came out of that experience was I did not have a speckle of, like, hyperpigmentation, of acne anywhere on any part of my skin. Granted, that was very extreme. Like, for 5 days, I was only drinking juices. But I've heard that just having a little green juice a day can give very similar effect. Yeah. And I want that for myself.
I also want that for myself. So hopefully you do it and then it will inspire me to do it.
Cool.
So holding you accountable for myself. Okay, next one. I signed up for the app WAG exclamation point, to walk dogs and get paid for it. I paid $40 to get my background check. I have yet to do a single walk. I think I've had it for almost 2 months now, maybe a month. So my goal this summer, now that the weather's getting so nice, I want to go out and actually do these walks, do a little hot girl walk, but get paid for it and get my puppy fix in.
I just, like, can't imagine you walking a dog. I'm sorry.
I don't know why.
I just can't imagine you walking a dog. That's just, like, a funny thought to me. I don't know why.
I don't know,
but I'm excited to see it. This next one sparks a memory in my mind, which is it should have been in, like, the general category, but now I'm transitioning it into the no spend category.
Okay.
Because you don't need to spend money.
Okay.
You can find someone with a boat. Befriend someone with a boat, or maybe find someone at a bar that owns a boat and get on the boat.
Yes. Okay, I have two last ones. First one is go hiking. I think that's a very easy, free outdoor activity. I'm honestly not a huge hiker, but I have this one mountain that's close to my lake house that I know like the back of my hand. I know exactly how long it's going to take, and I love it. It's easy, hour up, hour down, and during COVID, I used to do it. I did it like every day for a full week. Like, it was so fun. So, I don't know, experiment, find a mountain that you like, but you always just feel so good after a hike. And then my second one is just on that same sentiment, is just spend as much time as I can outside. Mm-hmm. And whenever you're sitting inside watching TV, whatever it is, just remind yourself that in the winter, you're going to be wishing you could be outside because it's so cold. I always try to sit, whenever I'm so hot, I'm like, you're going to wish it was this hot when it's this cold out. Yeah. And I do it vice versa. But yeah, so get outside.
Love it. I think that's all she wrote for me.
Perfect. That was the longest episode of my life. So thank you for sticking with us through the chaos. Hopefully this turns out in one piece.
I know. I was going to say, we might even cut all the chaos out, so they might even not know.
If this doesn't sound chaotic,
you're missing.
We're professionals.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Thank you for listening, per usual.
Bye.
Ciao, Ellie.
Happy summer.
Happy summer.